Hey, hey, good afternoon and happy Saturday, everybody. Thank you for joining me for the announcement of the grand prize winners for the Music as a Vehicle book release week challenge. It's a lot of words. We're gonna get started. Just a quick second. Let me just make sure that we are going live in all of the places. We should be live on Instagram. Hey, Angelica, live on Facebook. Let me just double check that we really are live on Facebook, as well as YouTube and also my LinkedIn. Yeah, here, let me reshare this over here. Because I noticed a lot of my Facebook people come on over here. So let me make sure that they're able to see. All right. Good morning, Bryson, or good afternoon now for us over here on the East Coast. Good afternoon, Bryson. Hey, Angelica, thanks for joining. And I don't know that that worked, but here we are. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Thank you so much, hey, for coming and joining me on this Saturday afternoon as we celebrate kind of the end, but also the very much the beginning of this journey that we're on. Of course, released my first book, Music as a Vehicle, a practical guide to implementing culturally responsive teaching in today's music classrooms just on Monday. But it has been many years and very intense. I was just talking to one of my team members yesterday. It's been all gas, no brakes for about like since April, really. So what are we in now? Like it's almost 6 months of all gas, no brakes, but really like 2 years or so of almost 2 years of working on this book. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, Andrew. Hey, Amy, thanks for joining us. And so super excited that finally, the release is here, and I couldn't just, put a link and then let it be, right? So we have to, of course, have a week to celebrate this huge accomplishment that my team and I have been working tirelessly to put together for all of you. Have had so many folks send so many sweet messages. Hey, Amy, so many sweet emails. Lots of people have bought the book. It's been really exciting, but it's also just reaffirmed the what I knew kind of all along, but maybe didn't have the confidence yet of this work was needed, and people were just waiting for me to like get it together and stop hemming and hawing and really put it out there. So in case this happens to be your first time joining me for one of my lives, or maybe you just popped on and saw, oh, what's she talking about? Let me make sure I don't assume that you know who I am. I'm Ashley Cuthbertson. I used to pronounce she and her, and I'm coming to you live from my house actually today. In Northern Virginia, just south of DC. And I am a former pre-K through 12 music educator and adjunct professor here in the DMV area. And now I'm an educational consultant. I founded my company, A. Cuthbertson Consulting, and we're on a mission to shift the landscape of music, but also now arts. It's really become more just music, but how do we shift the landscape, right, to really center culturally responsive and equitable practices, policies, and procedures in our K-12 and higher education and community music education spaces, such that it's not an exception that this is the kind of teaching and instruction that we deliver. This is just the norm. And so specifically, my consulting company partners with schools, districts, and organizations all over the country, and maybe even internationally soon, but to support their K-12, typically music, but now more and more my clients are fine and performing arts teams. So I'm working with visual arts teachers, dance teachers, theater teachers, as well as music teachers to help them to cultivate affirming learning spaces for their learners, as well as how to put together and design and then deliver culturally responsive and relevant curriculum that meets the diverse and ever evolving needs of their learners. And I feel very privileged to do the work that I do. And many of you have heard my story. So I won't go into the whole thing. So today we're about, who is the winners, but what led me here is because I was one of those teachers that was just desperately trying to figure out how can I connect better with my learners. I know I can be doing better. Something seems to be in the way. And the answer for me was to learn how to really partner with my learners, but also do some work on myself to see where was I actually, and my thoughts, my biases, the way I was viewing the world, how was I actually that barrier for many of my learners? And how can I, as an educator, make sure that every student that I work with not only knows that music is important, but they see the way that it affects their life, right? I always say that teaching music is not really about teaching music if you're doing it right. It's about who our learners become because of that. And many of those stories I share in my first book, Music as a Vehicle. So thank you for hopping on. Those of you who are here, if you happen to be catching the replay, because I'll post this on all the places. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know I didn't have like a specific time because I had to get my hair done this morning. And so I wasn't really sure what time the hairdresser was going to be able to fit me in. So I got up this morning, took care of my hair because we had to make sure that was right and tight. And then I made sure to make sure I popped on for all of you. So it was going to happen at some point in the day. So thank you for not knowing what time I was going to come on and coming and joining me. Anyway, so today as we kind of wrap up the release week celebration, I'm going to announce the grand prize winners. We have 2 grand prizes for folks who have been participating in the challenge all week. And I think I'm going to actually make an executive decision on one of them because one person actually participated in the challenge every single day, all 4 days. And I'll share a little bit about what the challenge tasks were and what folks did. But I think I'm convinced that I'm going to make an executive decision that that person is actually going to get one of the prizes. And then we're going to do a raffle for the other, which is going to be interesting because I have the wheel of names up on my screen, but I don't really know how I'm going to show you. So maybe I'll just take a picture later. So you know that I really did raffle, do a drawing of actual people and didn't just like, pick a random name. Hey, Tanya, thanks for popping on. And so let me tell you a little bit about what's been going on this week. So I shared that with some of you at the release party on Monday night, and thank you all for coming. I wasn't really sure who was going to come on, but we had about 20 people that were in and out during that celebration. Hopefully it was fun. It was fun for me. I tried out some new things. We played a trivia game to share about, hey, Tanya, to share about some of the behind the scenes trivia facts about music as a vehicle. I also shared 2 of our reviews, which I'll share, at least one of them. I meant to share one of them this past week, and a lot of things have been going on. And so I'll share a little bit about that too. But we have, actually, I think now I saw a 3rd review since I've done that. I asked some of my wonderful, brilliant music education friends, colleagues, and just people that I admire the work that they're doing to give me to read the book ahead of other folks before it was released and to give me a review. And so I shared 2 of the video reviews that folks shared. My dear colleague, mentor, I think also, our story goes way back to when she was one of my professors in grad school. But my dear friend, Alice Hamill, was the very first reviewer of the book. In fact, Alice read the book like the day that I asked her, like, would you mind doing this for me? She read the book and sent me this long, wonderful video review that I'll share clips of that over the coming months. So thank you to Alice. Shout out to her. Alice shared with me. She's in Spain. So I hope she's having a great time. I'm sure I'll get to connect with her soon. So I shared Alice's review during the party. I also shared the review. Yes, Alice is amazing. I love Alice. I also shared the review of another dear friend of mine, Angela Ammerman, who's also based here in Virginia. Fantastic string teacher when she was a teacher here with me in Fairfax County, but then also is continuing to do wonderful things out in the world as a professor at George Mason University. And she also made me a wonderful video review. So I shared those during the party on Monday, and I'll be sharing those on social and other places over the coming weeks. And then I saw also Scott Sheehan sent me a review also. I didn't see it on Monday, but he gave me a review also. So I'll be sharing Scott's really wonderful work. So shout out to Scott, Angela, Alice, and I had a few other folks that their reviews are coming. So I'll share those as they come. I also shared about all the different places where the book has been sent out to, both the physical copy, the paperback, as well as the ebook. So I don't have it up here right now. Maybe I should pull it up. But anyway, so today, since I checked about 11:30 this morning, we have now sold 185 books. Fantastic. Which actually means that we are actually almost all the way sold out of our first run, which is super exciting. So I'm excited to make a bigger order when I have the printer print the second run of the books, because I did not think it was going to sell that fast. So we've had a couple of organizations do some bulk book orders. So if you're interested in having your team or your organization, your school, your district do a bulk order of the books, let me know. We had a couple of bulk orders. Shout out to my folks at the first one was one of the Carnegie Hall education programs. They bought the very first bulk book orders, as well as my client that I was with this week in Illinois. So shout out to them. They bought another bulk order, and that was exciting I was with them most of this week. So I actually did the party from Illinois, and then I've been home the last day or so. And so that was super exciting on the day of the release to not only have the book, be released and all the excitement around that, but to actually be doing the work that the book is about. That was, I felt very, what's the word? On brand for me, that the book was being released, but also like this is the day. And then I got to actually hand them the books as I was there with them on that day. So that was super, super exciting. So shout out to my client in Illinois. They're a high school program in the Chicagoland area, and then also to Carnegie Hall's Ensemble Connect program. I'll actually be with them in December, where I'm going to give them their books because they were actually the first organization to book a book talk. So I also, yeah, super exciting. So I also announced on Monday that I am offering book talks, which are basically 90-minute sessions, interactive learning situations. Because if you've been with me for any of my webinars, workshops, if you're one of my clients, I don't really do sit and done. And so book talks are an interactive short-term learning experience where I go over the main points of the book, which I have my copy right here, as well as walk the participants through one of the strategies that I share. So when I set out to create the book, I knew I didn't just want to write a book. I wanted to actually create a resource. So of course, the information in the book is a resource, but I also created that book toolkit, which thank you for those of you that are giving grace. There's a few more pieces of the toolkit that I'll get finished over the next few weeks. I didn't want to rush some of the curriculum pieces because I know people are really excited about what does it look like in curriculum. So I didn't want to rush and get those done. And so those will be out soon. But in book talks, I'm going to walk people through one of the strategies from the book, in addition to talking about the main points. So I'm excited to already have book 2 of them. So I'll be with the Ensemble Connect Fellows in December. I'll go up to the city for that. And then in January, I'm doing a virtual one with one of my very first clients in California, a private school. Snapped up I only had one spot open on my calendar to do one, and they snapped that one up already this week. So I do have availability on my calendar if you're interested in the book talk, which I can do them virtually, like I'm going to do for my my client in California, or in person, like I'm going to do for Ensemble Connects Fellows in New York. If you're interested in that, I'm actually running a special. So the book talks are $1,800 plus the price of a book for everybody, because we use the book in the book talk, so you need to have a book. However, if you book before the end of December, December 2024, I'm taking $300 off. So it's only $1,500 plus the price of the books. And so January's calendar is now full, but I do have availability probably for 2, depending upon the dates in February, definitely 2 in March. And I think I might be able to sneak one in April. So I still think I have about 4 or 5 openings on my calendar to do it for sure virtually. And if you want me to come out to your group, depending upon where you are and how we can work that out, I probably can do that as well. So let me know. I anticipate at least my February bunch will probably go soon, because this is usually the time of the year where I wrap up my calendar for the first 3 months or the first quarter of the year. So if you're interested in that for your group, make sure you let me know. That you can send me an email, you can DM me, or if you go on my website and book a call, one of the options is speaking, keynotes, and book talks. Just choose that option, and I will get back to you soon. And actually more about me getting back to you. So I'm super excited. I announced about the book talks. Those of you that have been with me, you know that my work has been shifting to do really more high touch work with my clients, which I'm super, super excited to be able to really get in there. That's really what excites me most. And that's really been my mission all along, is not to just do conference presentations. Oh, I love conferences, right? I don't even know how many conferences I did last year. I have a few, coming up in the next year. Conference presentations are wonderful. One and dones are nice, but really where my zone of genius is in partnering with school, district, organization, fine arts, and music teams to really help them to make these shifts. And these shifts don't happen in 90 minutes and 3 hours, or even in a one-day workshop. It really takes partnering with overtime. So I'm so thankful for the people who are really ready to do the work and have already engaged with me. That's what I did this week with my client in Illinois. I was with them for just over 3 days doing what I call a program evaluation, which is another way of saying an audit. I just don't like saying audit. That feels like the IRS. So I was with them for 3 days. They're a high school music department, doing a program evaluation, observing conversations with all the teachers, conversations with their equity and inclusion director, and then most importantly, meeting and having conversations with the students inside their music program, who are amazing, talented, like blown away at the wonderful, polite, sweet, and like just wonderful kids. but then also really importantly, having conversations with students who are not represented in their program and are not in music. And so that was really wonderful. And that's the work that I'm clearing my calendar to be able to do more of that deep work. I also have another client that I'm going to be doing that with pretty soon in New York. So as I am continuing, our work is growing, the team is growing, the things that we're doing are growing, the impact is growing. I'm excited to be able to have these engagements, really partnering with folks who are ready to dig deep and are over the one and done, quite frankly, because as we know, one and done only gets us so far. So if you're interested in that, reach out to me. I'm already booking for into the spring for folks who are ready to really get in there and dig in and are ready to move beyond the 60 and 90-minute presentations. But if that's where you are, a great starting place is the book talk. Like I said, if you book by the end of December, we are taking $300 off. So come on over. I still have space. December and January's calendars are full, but we do have space for February, March, and I think I can probably sneak some people virtually in April. So I was able to share about the book talks, was able to share Monday's party, a little bit about just the behind the scenes of what all has happened. I did a post a few days ago that shared a little bit of that the journey to the book has been almost 2 years. I think it was maybe like November, December 2022. I knew I was going to write a book, but I hadn't settled on like, I'm actually going to do it until it was about November or December 2022. Here we are, of course, in the fall of 2024 when it came out, right? I shared a little bit about the journey and all the things that have been going on. And then my wonderful team. So shout out to my team who is now almost kind of wrapped up, my book team, I should say, wrapping up all the different things, because there's so many things that go on behind the scenes of putting out, publishing, producing a book. So shout out to my fantastic team. Shout out to my assistants who are helping me and just getting to do this. I know you see my face, and I am largely doing a lot of it myself, but I'm not doing it all myself. So I want to make sure that even though you see my face, that you know that there's other wonderful people on my team who are helping me to get all these things out to all of you. And awesome. Yeah, so let's do the drawing. So like I said, I was thinking this morning, I was like, I think I'm going to make actually an executive decision, because one person participated in all 4 days of the challenge. And so the 4 days of the challenge, I wanted to share that. So the first day was an easy day because many people were already doing it, because I was asking you to let me know when the books were coming. So day one of the challenge was to share a selfie of yourself with the book, Music as a Vehicle. And then if you had an ebook, I said just take pick a picture of you with your device, I guess, with the cover showing. And so we had lots of people who had already done that, and then some additional that did it on Monday. I think I've shared most of those pictures, but if I haven't, I'm sure I'll share those in the coming months and coming weeks and months. I'm just trying to pull up the other thing. So that was Monday, easy. Tuesday, I was asking folks to let me know, what is it that you want to learn? What are you looking forward to? And so let me share a couple of what those folks had shared on Tuesday about what they were hoping to learn. I feel like I'm like out of order on where is the... Oh, okay. So Dr. Tanji Reed Marshall, I think I saw Tanji pop in. Tanji shared that she's looking forward to digging into the power connections and getting to talk with me about it live one of these days. Tanji is one of my good consultant friends who's doing some amazing work around how do we examine the said and unsaid, the hidden curriculum, right? But also the power that teachers have in the classroom. Her book, which I think I have it over here somewhere. Here it is. Her book, Understanding Your Instructional Power, is also was released, I think, last year, Tanji, right? And so really wonderful work. Actually, I referenced Tanji's work in the back of my book when I share the actual references that I make throughout of data and different research studies, but then additional people that have influenced my work. I had to make sure I gave a shout out to the wonderful work that Tanji's doing, because a lot of what I share also in the book is how do we work in power with our students, not power over them. So definitely check out Dr. Tanji's book. And then also another person shared, I'm looking forward to learning strategies to connect with my groups that aren't connecting with traditional music ed models like Kodai, Orb, Solfege, etc. Essentially, it's stressful trying to figure out what's going on to work on a day-to-day basis. And she's looking forward to refining her focus with her students. Another person shared they're looking forward to reading the last section about the real world curriculum. I've gotten a lot of feedback around that piece, so I'm excited to hear what people share. Another person shared that they're bringing the book to their PLC tomorrow and they're eager to learn about creating a deeper sense of belonging. Another person, I think this was actually Tanya, shared looking forward to learning more about the framework, the music as a vehicle framework, and how it can enhance rehearsals. And then another person, I think this was Scott. Scott Sheehan shared, I'm excited to see the impact this book and the framework will have on the profession. We so often hear that people are looking for ideas and resources to be more inclusive and culturally responsive. And here it is. And they share they hope they see it flying off the shelves and into music classrooms across the country. And then he also shared he's personally looking forward to digging in more about creating a deeper sense of belonging with their students. And then another person, Angelica shared, I'm looking forward to supporting music educators making culturally responsive practices sustainable in their school and looking forward to learning how to make equity in music education possible for every learner. And so that was really great to hear what people are looking forward to reading about. And then we had a few people also share about the impacts, because I think that's probably the most important thing. Oh, you're welcome, Dr. Tanji. Everyone I can tell about your book. I think it's wonderful. So you're welcome, and thank you, Tanya and Angelica, who are here today. And so I also think the impact that it's going to have on students is really the most important piece, right? It's of course written for educators, but who are impacting their students. And so we had some people share those pieces, and so I'll share a little bit of that. So one person said, the impact I want is for all students to develop trust with their educators, where they feel valued and empowered. I hope students are more engaged and motivated when they feel their cultural experiences and others are recognized and valued. Another person shared they want their students to be excited to come to music, to have aha moments because they're interested and realize they can be active in music even if they are not in private lessons, 100%. Another person shared, I often imagine music ed pivoting to a focus on skills and healthy development rather than performance. Of course, performance is important, but I don't think it should be the goal, which I also agree with. They're hoping that the book will give them the language to express that. And then the last person shared, what I really want is for students to really like music and to keep creating music as they grow older with their families, which I love. So thank you to all of you who, oh, and then yesterday I asked you to tag 3 colleagues in the post on all across all the channels, 3 colleagues that you know need to read the book and also to share why that is. So thank you to all of you who've been participating in the challenge. Thank you also, even if you didn't participate in the challenge, thank you for those of you with lots of people have shared the post with others, which is just helping more people to be able to know that this is happening and to tap into this message and tap into this, what I hope and what I feel will be a really powerful message for our profession. So let's do the drawing. Like I said, I'm making an executive decision. I'm not going to draw for the first one because one person participated in all 4 days of the challenge and they're here today. So I'm just going to go ahead and give the first prize to Angelica Jackson, who's here. Hey, over here on Instagram, I should say. So I'm going to let Angelica, you let me know. You can either email me or you can put it in the chat here on Instagram. So the 2 grand prizes are one, which I don't ever give this one away. So one is a 60-minute coaching strategy session with me, which is normally $260. I'm just giving it away to somebody who participated in the challenge. And then the second one is a full year subscription to our Responsive Music Educator Library, which has 3 of our kind of foundational asynchronous workshops around how to implement this in your classroom. So Angelica, thank you for being here. Also, thank you for doing all 4 days of the challenge, the selfie, sharing about what you want to learn, sharing about the impact you're hoping it will have on your school's music program, and then also for tagging 3 colleagues for me to help us share this work and amplify it. So Angelica, you let me know which of the 2 prizes that you would like to have, and then I will draw for the other one. And I really do have the wheel of names up. I know you can't see it. Well, maybe Facebook, I know you can't. Excuse our crazy, like messy office. Here's the wheel of names. And so I'm gonna, the more tasks you did, the more entries you had. So like Angelica had 4 entries and then some other people had 2, 3, 1. So I'm gonna spin. And let's see who's going to get the other prize. All right, Colleen Casey Nelson. I don't think I saw Colleen here. Let me see if I can see Colleen over on the other places. I don't know if Colleen is here because I on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, it doesn't show me who you are. I just see like 3 people are watching. So, Colleen, I will send you an email. Thank you. And Colleen bought actually 2 books. So, thank you, Colleen, for supporting this work. And I think her plan was to gift it to somebody. So, thank you for gifting it to somebody. And thank you for participating in the challenge. And so, I'll email you, Colleen, and make sure that you get your choice of your prize. But maybe I'll do that after I hear from Angelica. So Angelica, you let me know. I'll let you have first crack at the prizes since you participated all week. And then Colleen, if you're listening, I'll send you an email probably early next week. Awesome. So then the question now that we're kind of wrapping up this release week, and just thank you all for, I'm going to send an email out tomorrow if you're on my list, and maybe I'll post it on social media too, but just thank you so much for helping me to make this book release, my first book, a true success. I shared many weeks ago. It's been weeks that we've been, promoting right on this campaign. Actually, 8 weeks, 8 weeks exactly that we've been promoting. And with a self-published book, right? My company is publishing it. The numbers are definitely against you as a self-published author without a huge marketing engine, without a huge brand kind of backing you. And to have 185, and most of those happened in pre-sales. I think when we ended pre-sales, it was 160, maybe 170. And so just this week alone, we've had, what is that, math? 10, 15, I don't know the number, but quite a few people just this week, right? And so to have so much outpouring of support of this book, of this work, of this resource is truly humbling. And I'm just excited for what's going to come next out of getting this work out into the world and hearing people's thoughts about it and letting this be a resource that, there's a lot of talk. And I think Scott shared this in what he shared on that day when he shared about what is he hoping this will do. There's a lot of talk in education, I think, at large about, well, we got to figure out what to do and we got to take action and we got to do this and that. There's a lot of talk. There's not a lot of action, and I'm an action taker. I'm an executor. In fact, that's one of my Clifton strengths is I'm an executor. And so I'm hoping that executing on getting this resource out to you and out to the other folks who need this message, who've been looking for, how do I actually make this practical in my classroom? Because it's not a theory. This is what I experienced with myself and what I experience now with teachers all over the country who work with me, to be able to make a shift, not just in their practice, but also in their mindset around what music education can be and how it can help our students just be more well-rounded people. So just thank you a million times. Thank you is probably not enough, but thank you for every person who emailed somebody, for every person who shared a post without me even asking. People are sharing posts and sharing it with their networks. Thank you for buying a copy for yourself, for a friend. If you bought a bulk order, shout out to my folks. Thank you for buying a bulk order for your team. If you're thinking about it, thank you for considering, right? Just thank you a million times. Thank you for helping this launch just be a success, more so a success in ways that I didn't even think it would be a success. So thank you, because it's not just the book sales, it's how is this message getting out, and the book has sold internationally. So how wonderful that this is not just here for us in the US, but for our folks that are in other countries as well. So what's next is continuing to do the work, right? Continuing to do the work. As I've been sharing with folks, I'm moving away from doing the one and done, because the one and done just doesn't move the needle, doesn't create the shift that we know is necessary. And so I'm excited for, I have a small group of clients right now that I'm working with and will continue to work with throughout this year. I'm excited for being able to really get in there with them, to help them to see where maybe the opportunities are for their teams, to just increase the amount of pathways, the clear pathways that their students in their fine and performing arts programs have. So I'm excited for, I just onboarded a couple new clients within this last couple of months. And so I'm excited for the work that we're going to get to do together, including the work I did with my client in Illinois this week. I'm excited for the book talks. And so, well, I'm not really offering one and done PD anymore. If you are interested in a book talk, I'm excited for the ability to be able to do that virtually, and for folks who aren't too far away to be able to hop on a train maybe and do that and then come right back. But I'm excited for the book talk, allowing more people to understand what it is. Sometimes when somebody buys a book for you, if you're not really understanding what to do or how to use it, then it kind of sits on the shelf. And I'm excited for the book talks to help people who maybe haven't tapped into this yet to know how to use the book as the wonderful resource that I created it to be. And then the last thing I want to share, then if you have any questions, I've been kind of just talking, right? But if you have any questions, drop the questions in the chat. I can see the chats in various places. Let me know if you have any questions about anything, really, about the book, about these last 8 weeks of promotion. Oh my gosh. Because I'm still running a whole consulting business. So it's been wonderful, all gas, no brakes, but we can do hard things, my team and I. So I'm so proud of the work that they've done, that they supported me to do. So what's next is, speaking of all gas, no brakes, we are hitting the brakes because it's been a lot. And so my team and I are actually going to take the next 6 weeks off / on reduced hours. And so technically yesterday was our last day in the office until I think it's like Monday, December 8th. So we're out of the office through December 6th is the date. However, I'm still going to be periodically checking in on messages, emails. I'm still going to be here on social media as we're taking that break. So feel free to still reach out. Just know that the response is going to be a little bit delayed because we deserve a break to celebrate all the work that we've been doing over these months. And so we're taking one. And so feel free to continue to reach out. Just know that the response will be a little bit delayed. And especially if you're looking to grab one of those last couple of book talk spots on my calendar for February, March, and maybe April, definitely February, let me know ASAP so that I can make sure that I have you on my radar to follow up with you. Because I already know the email inbox is probably going to get crazy since we're not going to be monitoring it the way that we normally do. And thank you, Angelica. I think so. I think we've deserved this break. So I'm looking forward to having an extended amount. We've not really taken a break since I founded the company in June 2022, not an extended one. So I'm excited for us to really breathe and take a break and then be ready to hit it again when we get back in December and then into 2025. So we've had some really exciting things happening in 2025, including I'm going to be announcing all of these things, but I'm going to be reintroducing our coaching program. Usually the coaching program and my coaching services are kind of reserved for my school district and organization. I won't say university. I asked them too, but usually my school district organization partners is where my coaching usually is reserved for. But I'm excited to be reintroducing the coaching program. That's going to come back in. Right now we're planning. It's not in stone yet, but we're planning for that to relaunch actually in the summer. Right now, what I am hearing the feedback from people, thank you so much, Tanya, thank you. What I'm hearing the feedback from people is that what they're most looking forward to is really what does the curriculum and the instructional strategies look like, and how can that be applied in the different unique situations that folks have. And so the coaching cohort in the summer, which we're planning, not set in stone, but I'm hoping that will still work out as I've solidified our calendar over the next 6 weeks, really. The coaching cohort in the summer will be focused on how do we develop real world curriculum, and how do we create curriculum that is centering both the culturally the relevant pedagogical principles, but is also centering the artistic process, right? So that cohort will be coming in the summer. We'll start having all the announcements and signups and all the things probably starting in January or February. But if you're interested in that, put that on your radar somewhere. More information will be coming for that, but I'm super excited. I first launched the virtual kind of cohort way back in the fall of 2022, and we've learned a lot in 2 years over doing the variety of services. So I'm so excited to be bringing back the coaching program. Folks have been asking for this kind of support, and this last week especially, many folks have shared that we're looking forward to how does this actually look in rehearsals? How do we create the unit plans? How do we do all that? So I'm super excited that'll be in the summer of 2025. And then what is the other thing? Oh, and then I'm going to be releasing some footage from my newest keynote, which is all about joy. Thank you, Amy. Thank you so much. My newest keynote that I did in September, in the midst of all of this, is on joy and closely responsive teaching. We got some great footage, and so I'm excited to be sharing some clips of that over the next coming weeks and months. And I am looking to do 2 keynotes in 2025. amidst all of the other things, I still want to make sure I'm getting to my people, to my folks, right? And so I'm looking to do 2 keynotes in 2025. So if you are an event planner, a conference planner, if you got a back to school event coming in July, August, or September for your school district, and you're looking for an engaging speaker that doesn't do sit and get and still leaves people feeling engaged, inspired, and ready to take the next steps, reach out to me. Like I said, I'm already looking into 2025, into the spring. And I would love to get your events, your conference, or just your people on my calendar if you're looking for a great keynote speaker. And that footage will be released. We needed to focus on the book. So now we'll release some of that footage from that September keynote. And I'm super excited about, I already have 1 keynote booked for January for the DC Music Educators Association. So here with my hometown DMV people, I'm so excited. We'll be bringing that same keynote to that conference in January. And then looking for 2 more in the year. So let me know if you're an event planner, conference planner, or you got a back to school, district gathering that you'd love for me to speak at. That's the keynote that is kind of my new signature one, but I'm always happy to create a keynote if you have a very specific message that you want me to bring to your people. So let me know about that. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else I wanted to say. And a couple other things in 2025. I'm going to keep those close to the vest for now, but super excited for what's going to come next. So as always, let me know what questions you have. Feel free to slide into the DMs or send me an email or comment on any of these things as we continue to work together to really make this shift happen in music and also arts education, to make sure all of our kids have access to a high quality, well-rounded education in the arts. So that's all I got for you on this Saturday morning. Thank you again for tuning in. Congratulations again, Angelica Jackson, for winning the grand prize and participating all week. Angelica, let me know which prize you'd like. Colleen Casey Nelson, congratulations to you. I'll reach out to you once I hear from Angelica about the prize. Maybe I'll email you anyway, Colleen, if you happen to be watching, just to let you know that you won, since I don't know that I see you here. And everybody else, thank you so much for just participating in this week, this celebration, and helping this message reach more folks and being part of this movement that I feel is kind of bubbling up amongst folks as I've been sharing. And other people also are sharing that, we're ready to do this. So I'm excited for this movement and for you to be along the ride with me. So have a wonderful rest of your Saturday, of your week, of your weekend. And I'm sure I'll be popping up here again soon to chat with you, even though I'm taking a break. I'm sure I'll still be popping up from time to time. All right, have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody, and I'll talk with you soon.